There we go. All right, Rebellion Live. Like, share,
All
subscribe.
right.
That good stuff. Hit them buttons. Hit them
Hit the
bells.
buttons.
Y'all know the routine. All right, so we gonna talk about some more Shang Chi. We gonna get some other views and opinions on this.
Yeah. So I missed. If you want to recap briefly, what was the general consensus?
As far as Rebellion goes, yeah, we were all pretty disappointed in that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's what I got from. I think I saw at least two of your posts, and so I wanted to go see it, and I was hoping to stream it, and so I was surprised to see that I couldn't stream it. So me and my daughter went real late last night, and little daddy daughter movie night, and went and saw it, and I liked it. I liked it. Um, there were things I think that could have been better about it, but knowing that you had a very, very strong opinion against it, I thought this would make a good conversation. So,
Yeah.
um, so, so what didn't you like about it exactly?
So when I first started watching it, they pulled me in with the choreography and the martial arts. I was like, okay, this is pretty dope. Um, when it got to the point of spoiler alerts, we're still doing this.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. Spoiler alerts, because we're gonna dive into this. I want to say after they really touched on the point where he met his mom and the Fight Club. The Fight Club is where they started losing. With the way they treated Abomination, I thought that was kind of stupid.
Yeah. And I guess to be fair, I know you guys read the Shang Chi series. I tried to get a hold of it. I was really busy that day, so I unfortunately have not read the comics. So it's one of those things too where some of my opinion is coming from someone who has no reference. Right, I have absolutely no reference, no background of Shang Chi, none of that. And I know some of you guys have read it, and so to anybody out there who's read it as well, take that into consideration as far as where I'm coming from. I'm a blank slate.
Yeah, pretty much completely objective look on it.
Yeah, and so so I think if you've got like a preconception of what some of these characters should be, things like that, I completely understand where you're coming from on that end. As far as them doing different characters dirty and stuff. I thought the Fight Club thing was a little weird just because it felt so forced, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm here to see my sister, and he's like, I'm sorry, you signed the waiver. We already signed you up. It's like, what?
Yeah,
someone who's like a superhero be like, sorry, no, I'm not just gonna say no, right? Like, it's just weird that he got passive aggressively pushed into the ring when you could just be like, no, I'm here to get my sister. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I get it. It's their witty, corny little wand-waving way of getting them in the ring and fighting. And you're going to have this, flashback moment where she's mad at her brother, missing her brother, whatever. I still think it was really well done. I feel like as corny and cheap as like a cheap writing maneuver as that is, I still liked it. I was surprised. They did start to lose me at that point. I'm like, oh, come on. What? Just say no. You're here to see your sister. But then, like the fight that they had, again, the choreography, the martial arts was beautiful. So I got sucked right back into it, and yeah, so I hear you there. So is Abomination? Is that like the big swamp guy? Like the big
Yeah, the big green one. That Abomination was the same villain that was in the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk movie.
Oh, okay.
So in one aspect, I feel like because that movie was done by Universal, and if you look at it, I don't know if they ever got the rights back for Hulk, considering the way they've done him in all the movies.
Yeah.
Outside of the first Avengers movies, he's just been kind of useless, really. And with Abomination being in that movie, it kind of seemed like it played into that same scenario.
Yeah, no, I could definitely could see that. I definitely could see that. Um, then again, it's like how important is an abomination, to what they got going on right now. Um, that's one of my criticisms. Like, yeah, I guess to the whole Marvel universe is like you just got there's a flood of characters. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they had to bring together so many characters to make this happen, and now that they're trying to shuffle some of those characters that we know and love to the side. I would say notably Thor and Hulk are two major characters that people love those characters, and they're really
yeah.
trying to shuffle them to the side to bring in like 5 to 7 new characters that we don't really, I don't know if we care as much about. um you know so we'll see, like we'll see as we go and everything, but um I don't know. I for me, as I'm viewing it, I'm like, I don't care about half of these new characters, and just give me more Thor stuff, give me more Captain America, give me more all these characters we've had. It's like you want to see more them do more stuff. um so yeah, so
So,
okay, you didn't like that, part. Okay. What else? What else are you not a fan of?
kind of going towards what you said, I don't really need a bunch of new heroes either. I need the villains to be better. Like, I need the villains to be written better and stop being killed off in like one movie. It's like you keep killing the villains. Who are you going to use? You know,
Yeah,
we're diving into the Eternals now. They want to bring the Celestials and all this other stuff in here. It's like, okay, maybe there's a bigger picture here, but you're killing off the main villains. Like, are you going to bring them back? Like, it's
it's
I
a
don't know.
hundred percent, 100%. It's a flood of heroes. Everyone gets to be a hero.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting a participation trophy. Everyone's gonna give you a hero. Hey, here you go. And then yeah. But to your point, it's like, okay, so who do you got to fight? Like, nothing's heroic until you do something heroic.
Yeah.
And to the point that we had talked about, I brought it up in one of the other podcasts. It's like I firmly stand by this. Stories are only as good as their villains.
Yep.
And so you have heroes are only as strong as the thing they have to overcome. So if you have no challenge, right? If you're 7,000 year old father who's had 7,000 years of martial art experience and ring bearing experience, and you're able to beat them in your 30-year lifespan or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like the dad could have been built up to be a really cool villain. And to your point, it's like, yeah, they didn't have to kill him off at the end, and they could have. Shang Chi could have gotten like a new set of rings, and now they're making the rings out to be something wonky. They don't know where they're from, and there's some ancient, so there's not vibranium, and there's something special. And again, it's just we're passing out a participation trophy. To your point, I'm 100% with you. I am all on that train. I'm on that bus. Give us good villains. Give me a good villain. I got enough good heroes. Give me some good villains. So I'm with you there. And that was another one of my problems. Was it was like a story with it wasn't like a story about Shang-Chi as much as it was about his sister and then the friend love interest. You know?
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
like they
Exactly.
really kind of stole the show, and it would be fine if the movie wasn't named Shang-Chi. You know what I
Yeah, and I
mean?
feel like there was way too much focus on these other characters and not Shang Chi.
Yeah, and I think they really dropped the ball. Well, I want to get into. I like to do this with stuff where when you're watching a movie and you start to write a story, like what you think is going to happen in your head, right? And sometimes what you think is going to happen ends up being a way better story than what you get, and so that leads to disappointment. And so, for me, I actually really, really like this movie. I really did like Shang-Chi, um, but there was a better version of the story I thought they were going to do to deliver on, and so I want to talk about that at the very, very end. But let's keep going through the story here. So what else were you not a fan of? You said the underground fight ring with the sister and what they did to Abomination. You didn't like. You didn't like that there's just all these heroes, not enough good villains.
Yeah.
What else?
Focusing mainly on the movie, when we get to meet his dad again when he captures them, it's all about my wife, my love, my wife. I need to get her. I need to get her. Oh, would would mom have loved this? Would she even think you're the same person? It's like there's now you're playing into this stereotypical trope with the bad guy feeling however he feels because of lost love interest. I'm like, oh, okay, I've had enough of that too.
That is a huge part of the story. I started to think they were gonna like this route. I thought they were gonna go because I didn't take that at face value. I was like, this is a front. This is a front. That's why it's so over the top. It's so overplayed. It's so one dimensional, right? Like to your point, I'm like, and then yeah, I was really disappointed too. Where it got to the end, I'm like, oh, there's no twist. Oh,
Right.
I was supposed to take that as legitimate. Oh, that's sad. That's really sad. That's
Yeah, and the
your point.
twist to them was the, oh, it's this voice, this monster tricking him because he has these powerful rings and they know they
Yeah,
can break the seal. I'm like, come on, man.
yeah. So something I've noticed, and I'm far from the first person to say any of this or notice it or anything like that, but they really are doing this like, I think to write a proper archetypal story, right? A part of it, there's a lot of things that go into it, but a part of it is to show the yin and the yang of the masculine and the yin and the yang of the feminine, right?
Yeah.
And so in the story, you have uh, um, in the story you have good male figure Shang Chi, right, as well as other figures like you got the one guy from Doctor Strange in there too, and there's a few different positive male figures. Then you have the father, who's like the tyrannical father, right? He's the evil father.
Yeah.
But on the feminine side, they're like all good, and there's no negative. There's no there's no yin and yang there. It's just women are pure, women can never be evil, kind of a thing. And so those sorts of things take me out of stories where there's no balance, right? It's like men are evil, and you're only a good guy if you're with the pure woman, like the aunt, right? And
Yeah.
so I'm waiting for this twist. Like this story's ripe. It's rife with so many cool twists it could have taken. And man, oh my god, it was so just. It got to a point where it was really. There was a huge disappointment for me. I want to save that, I guess, for the end. But yeah, I don't know. So I want to go back to your some more of your criticisms. What else did you not like about the story?
I didn't like the friend being a big part of the story either. And the fact that she basically sticks around to whatever comes next. I'm like, why? Same thing with the dude from Iron Man 3 that was posed as the Mandarin, the actor.
Yeah,
I, he,
yeah,
he was basically Jar Jar Binks in this movie to me.
yeah. I didn't. I don't know if I really minded him. I thought he actually was pretty funny. They obviously were both like the comic relief,
Yeah.
and I didn't mind them as much. I only really minded the friend character. I felt like what kind of took me out was like her surviving that off the side of a skyscraper, getting built, fixed up. Like her surviving that was kind of like, what? Like, yeah, like these two have been training since they were like 9 years old, so for them to be spider monkeys, it makes sense. But for her to like get out of that whole situation alive was like,
She got out of multiple situations she shouldn't have.
and then at the end when she like shoots the arrow at the creature, I'm like, so she's the hero of the story, and I'm like, the comic relief, the comic relief.
Killer, what's happening? What's happening?
You know what I mean? She just picked up. They even mock it in the story. She's like, "Yeah, I just picked up a bow yesterday." It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
this is the dumbest. This.
Like y'all knew that was terrible and you made fun of it. Like,
Yeah, well, yeah, they mock. Yeah, exactly. They mock themselves, and it's just like, yeah, that was really kind of dumb. So, yeah, that was really kind of sad.
and
A lot
I
of the
feel
ending.
like I was gonna say I feel like them bringing that comedian dude into it was it almost felt like they didn't know how to advance their own story. So it's like you grab him, then you grab this little fur ball, and that leads them into what is it, Talo, or
Yeah,
whatever it was called. And
yeah.
it's like y'all could have came up with something, or I would think y'all could come up with something better
I
than
can't wait to tell you what I thought they should have done. I think there was a cool story there. I'm like, the whole ending for me was where the most disappointment happened. I think they had me up until the final fight, and then there was a critical moment where something happened, and I'm like, oh no, oh, my whole story idea just went out the window. Um,
Yeah, that's probably the same thing that made me want to walk out the theater.
yeah. So, all right. So, is there anything else? Any other criticisms you want to throw out there? And then I guess I'll dive into what I liked about it. But then I do have a really cool idea of like how they should have fucking done the story, dude. They should have done the story way better.
Yeah, it's once they got into Talau or Taolo. I'm going to keep saying it wrong because I don't remember.
It's all right.
um, when they got into there, that was basically where this turned into the Black Panther movie.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
was going to say
it
that
basically
earlier.
turned into Black Panther.
It felt like Black Panther. It felt like what was it? I think it was also Infinity War, the end of Infinity War. It's like just a and Endgame too. It's just a recapitulated, storyline, and so you know that was the moment where it's just like everything cool I thought this movie had going for it just got really like, oh man, I thought you guys were setting up this amazing twist.
Yeah,
And oh, man, it just did not deliver, dude. I was like,
and
oh.
I loved it. I loved it that other people saw that. Like even people that aren't big comic heads,
Yeah,
if they've been keeping up with the movies, they felt that as well. It's like
yeah,
you're making these dragon scale weapons that's basically symbolizing vibranium. Then you got these big lion monsters who look dope as hell in design, but they
they're
were
awesome.
basically the rhinos. It was
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I liked the world that they built. I thought the Taolo world was really really cool. All the creatures, the nine-tailed fox and the lions and the dragon, all that stuff was so awesome. And the story had me literally up until they got to Tai Lao, um, and even when they were there, like even when he's training with the aunt and things like that, I'm like,
yeah.
I'm still in it. I'm still in it. But like everything that happens once the confrontation happens, I'm just like, I was supposed to take so much of this bullcrap seriously. Like I'm waiting for this cool twist, and this is just, I don't know, man. It's just like, I don't know what's happened to Hollywood. We had so many good movies in like the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, and stories that they went for the twist, and even if you saw it coming, it still was better than something this one dimensional. And they are really writing these one dimensional heroes, one dimensional villains, weak villains, which make weak heroes. It's sad. It's really sad to see. But before, basically everything before the ending, I really did like it because it was kind of like, yeah, how is Shang Chi gonna beat his dad? And I feel like they just, I don't know, they Mary Sued it. They did some wand waving, and it was kind of lame. That was really lame. Even the dragon, I'm like, okay, so how is this dragon gonna beat this mega dragon? Like, come on. Like, the dragon was really, really cool, but I'm like, how is it going to beat the Mega Dragon? And I didn't even want the Mega Dragon, didn't even need to be the main villain. I got a way better idea in my head. I'm like, this should be all smoke and mirrors. This is, like,
that that kind of goes to something else I was talking about when we were on here, um, because I don't know if I've actually showed any of this to you. I was doing character fusions. So
okay.
I was taking Marvel characters and fusing them with their most likely counterpart from Disney. And
Okay.
I was creating one character like that. I even put a little story behind it and everything. And I'm like, I have the ability to take something that already exists and do something unique with it still. And I feel like that's what they do want to do with Marvel, what they want to do with DC. They definitely tried it with DC Titans.
Yeah.
So I'm all for that, to take something that's already there and try to do something unique with it but it still has to be interesting. Like you still have to be creative with it. And it's like the only people that are doing that are the fans or the people that create the source material, which is why everything being created animation wise, TV show wise, that's coming from Image is because Image Comics also really supports indie artists.
Yeah.
So you get published through Image, that's still your property. They have to go to you for the source material. Either you can write it or you can have somebody else write it. That's up to you.
Yeah.
And that's why Invincible was so good. That's why The Walking Dead was so good.
Yeah.
Deadly Class, though I never read it, I actually did enjoy that show. I mean, it wasn't nothing too crazy, but I like the concept behind it.
For sure. For sure.
And I feel like we're really losing that with the Marvel and DC stuff because God knows how many writers there actually are. we just need the good ones. That's it. We need the good ones.
Well, right, man. So, have you ever seen the movie Usual Suspects
Yes. Yeah.
from 1995? I think
Yeah.
95 or 96. Like that movie to me was like just brilliant writing. You know, it's like it had me sucked in, and you know, you're guessing like who's what was it? What was it? Kaiser Soze. Kaiser Soze. Who is Kaiser Soze? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was just the magic, man. Like you never thought it was going to be the Gimp, and then you see the Gimp start walking regularly at the end of the movie, pulls out the cigarette, and you're just like, oh, you're so like, holy shit, man, that's a ride. That's a ride, man. And so I wanted the Kaiser Soze in Shang Chi, and they had it. They had the whole thing set up. They had it. Like they just like spoon fed us Kaiser Soze, and then they were like, "Nah, we're gonna do another tyrannical father." And it's just like, oh my fucking god, dude! Like, how are you gonna beat the dad? How are you gonna beat the dad? So,
same thing with what was it? Edward Norton and I forgot who played the cop, but I think it was Primal Fear.
Okay, I've not seen that one, but I know what movie you're talking about. I want to see it. I just haven't gotten around to it. It's one of those I have interest in and then I forget about it. You know, so I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing then, but yeah, that's it's kind of along the lines of what you're talking about.
Yeah. Another, like, speaking of Edward Norton, Fight Club, right? Fight Club is another good one where it's like there's a twist. You know, I'm not a big fan of it being like all in your head. I'm not a big fan of those kinds of stories, but Fight Club was a story that did that well. It did it well. You know. Yeah. So, hey, buddy. So, okay, so here's my whole thing. I'm going to dive into this as far as what I thought Shang-Chi was going to be, what I want it to be, and I'm looking at the writers of Shang-Chi like you don't deserve your jobs. You don't deserve your jobs. I'm a nobody, and I'm going to write your shit better than you. God damn it, dude. So what I thought what was going to happen was, do you remember the white masked character with the ponytail?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, shout out to that person because that dude is. You ever heard of the Marshall Club on YouTube?
No, I don't think so.
They're a small group of guys. I want to say possibly 4 or 5 who've been doing like short 5 to 10 minute martial arts YouTube videos for a long time. Okay. They've done like some Ip Man, like they've copied like some Ip Man type stuff. They've done their own unique ones too, and they are fucking dope. Like they are good. So the guy that was wearing that mask was actually like the face of that channel. That was him.
Oh, that's awesome.
So big shout out. I gotta remember his name.
I gotta go check them out.
Yeah.
So that was Kaiser Soze to me. That was Kaiser Soze. I'm waiting for Kaiser Soze. I'm waiting to figure out who is Kaiser Soze, right? Mm-hmm. They built up this mask character. I felt like the mask character would have been a better primal villain than the father, right? And or if they're working together in some weird way. But I saw this whole story where the mother faked her death, and the mother was going to be the masked character.
That would have been crazy.
and that so her whole thing was she wanted to awaken the beast on the other side of the door, and she knew it was forbidden, but she was interested in forbidden things, right? She and you could play the motivation however you want, right? Either she's trying to get back at somebody, she's just generally curious, whatever. The general curiosity plays into the fact that she even met Shang-Chi's father to begin with, right? Like she's obviously into forbidden things. She's not allowed to leave the village, and here she is marrying this guy with the 10 rings, etc., etc. Maybe she's the one, she's the mastermind behind knowing that the guy with the 10 rings is the one who's drawn to the door. So she knows someone with the 10 rings is going to be the thing that can break the door, right? So I feel like even if you're going to do some weird voice thing, it should have been the mother. And the mother should have been the one to, let's say, fake her own death, be the one training the kids, right? Be the one that's maybe she's trying to make them cold and hard, and that's why there's that scene where the masked guy's training the kids, and the kid, the young Shang-Chi, looks up at his father, and the father looks at him and walks away, right? And you initially have this presumption that the father is like not satisfied, right? That he looks at his son like he's weak or something. But it would play to this deeper emotion if the mother was the one being the one that's hardcore training him, and the father's like he can't stand to see it, so that's why he left. Instead of it being like a "you're not strong enough, you're not tough enough," to more of a "I can't stand to watch my wife who's on this path do this to our kids." And maybe it had to be something like, the fulfillment of some sort of prophecy that she knew Shang-Chi was going to be the one to open the door, right? So having Shang-Chi be tricked into opening the door in some manner might have been a really neat twist. But I thought they should have had the masked assassin character be the mother. I thought that would have just been an epic twist. The fact that they really went along with the mom dying and the dad not being there and not having the rings in time, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching, dude? Like, where are the guards? They don't have any guards? These guys like rich as hell. These street thugs just walk in and they're like, yeah, we're gonna kill you. Like, where did her mystical powers go? Where did her martial arts go? And this whole thing is just like,
yeah, she could have wiped the floor with everybody that was there.
she took on the guy with the 10 rings, right? Like, what the hell is going on here? So I thought they were going with what it would have been cool too with her being alive is that every time he was like, I hear the voice of your mother, right? And then they're like, no, it's the voice of the thing from the thing on the other side calling to you. It's like, no, it was. And then it's like in every scene you see the father saying, I hear a voice, right? And then you re-show those scenes and you pan out and the character with the mask is there. And it's because it's her speaking to him, right? And so that's why he's so confident, right? He's so confident that this thing exists. And it's because, and again, you could have had them colluding together. Maybe it's not that she's a mastermind puppet playing him on puppet strings, but it should have been like, she should not have died. She should have been this mass character, first and foremost. Secondly, I thought that if you wanted to do the sister hero thing, right? The sister hero thing, the sister saving the day, she should have made the heroic sacrifice and died at some point in the story. I thought that would have fulfilled her character arc because her whole thing is, the brother said, Shang-Chi said he would come back, and she waited, right?
Yeah.
And so she had to learn to, whatever. And so I think there should have been a moment where she had the self-sacrificing hero moment, and he said, and she said something to him as maybe as they're about to let go or something like that. It's like something along the lines of it's time for you to have to wait, or something like that. Like draw an inflection of her longing and waiting for her brother. And now he has to wait to one day see his sister again. They did too much of this heroic sister thing, and it's cool, but it's incomplete without her death, I think, in my opinion. So that, but again, they're Disney and they just want everyone to have a happy ending, and it's like, okay, well, you still could have you could still have that, but make it bittersweet.
Just considering his sister, even though brothers and sisters, the Shang-Chi comic I read was very different than probably what most people know Shang-Chi for.
Right.
His sister was still there because I mean she was actually pretty dope.
Oh, whoa, whoa, hey. You hyped up? Okay.
But you know, she was still in the comics, so if she would have lived, I would have been fine with that. Sacrifice the character who like seriously has no meaning here, or meaning to him, which would have been his friend. I would have been fine with that sacrifice because
I don't know. Maybe she. I don't know.
because she was there for the comic relief. She shot a few arrows.
Yeah.
That was it.
Well, I think she's like she stands as like the thing he has to protect, right? So I feel like, you know, like I hear what you're saying. I just don't know. She just really should not have been in like the second half of the story. She should have been waiting at home. She should have been very much a Mary Jane to Spider-Man. You know, it's for her to be there throughout the whole thing and not be in any sort of perilous danger or something like that.
Makes
unrealistic. Yeah, it's just very unrealistic. But I think to kill her would have taken the story down a little bit too dark, right? Like I hear that, but I'm like, I don't really know if that serves any of the character arcs. I just feel like she just should not have been there. She shouldn't have been anywhere in the story. Whereas they really built a lot of the story on this. They built the sibling relationship far more than they ever built the relationship with the friend, right? That was just mostly meant for comic relief, and so yeah, for me, like, I'm cool with the sister taking on this really heroic role in the story, but you got to bring it full circle. You know what I mean? And I felt like bringing it full circle would have been they were reconnected. They got to fight, you know, their tyrannical mother and father, redeem themselves. But a part of that redemption for Shang-Chi is that he lost his sister just as quickly as he got her. And that playing on the fact of, you know, it's like an inversion of him leaving her. Now she's leaving him, but she leaves in a heroic way. So, because again, we're overloading ourselves with all these heroes, right? Like going forward now, it's not just Shang-Chi, it's Shang-Chi and his sister. So, you know, we're adding to this unnecessarily massive cast of heroes. But yeah, no, as soon as I saw the Soul Suckers Soul the Mask Guys thing at that, I'm like, oh fuck. No. They just ruined it. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I feel like the Mandarin still should have been the main villain because if the Shang-Chi story I read is in continuity related to any other comic book at all, Shang-Chi killed his dad.
Okay.
Didn't even hesitate. And the fact that he said that in the movie and then they went the route of redemption and he's using the Tai Chi and they recreated that moment like when his mom was like swinging him around in slow motion and subtle music. I was like, stop. That was so awkward between them two.
It was. It like I see what they were going for. I get it. But
yeah, like they were paying homage to mom, but
at the same time, like, where the fuck was that when the thugs came?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you died to nobodies, right? And then you're telling me, like, no, it's the secret art of the mother that will defeat the 1,000-year warrior ring guy. It's like, she couldn't save herself from a couple of thugs. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So that was one thing I liked. The fact that they were using Tai Chi, like when she started teaching them, because Shang-Chi's is like, come at you full force. That's what he knows. But using Tai Chi, you know, being more subtle, more soft, and basically using somebody's strength to get them. I like that. I like that they included that.
Yeah, I like it. I used to do Aikido in college, and so I like that they were doing a lot of these Aikido movements in a very, very choreographed and dance-like way. I love the choreography with the mother and the father, their initial fight. That was really, really cool. I think when they tried to recreate it with Shang-Chi and the aunt, it was a little less fluid. I don't know if you noticed that at all yourself at all, but for me, it was not as choreographed or danced like. Um, but even though it was still, again, I see what they're doing. I'm a fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's like this is cool stuff. But
Yeah, it's like they taught him and then just didn't really use it that much.
yeah. To me, man, it's like they did too much Mary Sue wand waving with this. We'll teach you how to shoot a bow in a day. We'll teach you how to do Tai Chi in a day. And this, the dad. Talk about strong villains. It's like the dad being this guy who's like a super martial artist with superpowers for thousands of years. And then the mom, again, I'm like, you take me out. I can't believe a bunch of thugs killed the mom. This is
Yeah.
really stupid. That's again what led me to believe that she's the masked character. And there's some more insidious plot behind all of this. It's like this is all the idea that it's just him listening to the ghost of the mother, or some voices in his head, is smoke and mirrors. I was really like, I'm looking for Kaiser Soze in this story. And, man, again, it's cool. Like, it's cool. The fighting was really, really awesome. Soundtrack was really, really great. I love the comic relief. I know you didn't really like those characters. I really did enjoy the comic relief characters. I agree that the friend, I think maybe as they were escaping the dad's compound, maybe they should have kept her, right? And then that maybe would have made more sense. That way, the Tao Long part of the story is more about the brother and sister. And then Shang-Chi all the more has this reason to defeat his father because now he has to save the friend. Maybe he thinks he killed the friend, right? So, I think that might have been a good way to kind of brush her to the side where she belongs. And then in her place, we get the other guy as the comic relief, right? Like that would have been a good transition. But yeah, to have those two comic relief characters and then her shooting the thing in the throat, I'm just like, get the hell out of here. This is so bad. The ending was just like copy and paste Wakanda, and you're ruining your whole story for soul suckers and bad dad.
Yeah, that made me feel like it didn't tie into the story at all. Like, they talked about, the ultimate evil that the dragon helped them defeat or whatever, but it was it was too ridiculous for me the way they did that. So they brought in that villain, Shang Chi being in the water because his dad blasted him in his stomach down there. He's down there contemplating, having his little memories, whatever, and then rides out of the water on Falcor.
Yeah.
That was just way too ridiculous for me.
What about this? What about like we don't know where the rings come from. Do they ever explain where the rings come from in the comics?
The rings are not like that in the comics. The rings actually go on the fingers and they actually control different elements.
Okay.
So it seems like they're trying to do something unique within the MCU for that. And
Okay.
that YouTube channel, wait, is he putting it on Comics Explained? No, there's Comics Explained, which I watch him for a lot of stuff sometimes, but he also has another channel. I forgot what it was called, but what he was basically saying is that they might be referencing like more characters like Galactus and some like Shadow Keeper or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
It's supposed to tie in to, or from what he's assuming, is that these rings come from the future and they're not complete, so nobody actually truly knows how to use them yet. But I'm like, with the MCU, that's too far of a stretch. Like,
Yeah.
I love guessing and kind of putting things together like that, but I'm like, it's too much of a stretch. I'm not about to wait another 10 years
What
for
up,
them to
XO?
put shit together.
I heard y'all talking good things about that movie, man. Nah, Nah, no sir, no sir, no sir, no sir. What we doing on here, man? What we doing?
Hold on, you're echoing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but it's echoing.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Okay.
Praxis. Um, yeah. So here's a way. Here's a way they could have done the whole sister thing. Maybe they dragged the sister. Um, they dragged the sister in on the dark side to feed to the soul sucker or whatever. Maybe that's why they were also like neglecting her, right? It's like they kind of knew that they were going to need her as a sacrifice, right? This is getting a little dark, but still, you know, goes along with some of the story themes. And then again, there you have the moment where the sister's going, let go, blah blah blah. I'm going to go with them, whatever. And then you have Shang-Chi get the rings from the Great Protector. Maybe they're a part of the dragon's eyes or something like that. It's like his ultimate weapon, or from the dragon heart or some weird thing. Maybe then you'd call it dragon heart. I don't know. Instead of the never-ending story. But I thought they should have tied in the rings with the Great Protector. I thought that would have just made more sense for the story. Again, going to what you're talking about, it's like unless they go that route, it doesn't really make sense, right? Like just keep it within the realm of the story. So that way, Shang-Chi now has his set of the rings. His dad has a set of the rings. Whatever. Shang-Chi beats down the door to go save his sister, and then he has to go in the realm of the soul suckers and try to save her, etc., etc. And so maybe you've got something like that. Again, stories have been done like that before, but I would have rather. I really just wanted to see the mother come back as the masked character. That was probably my biggest gripe with the movie, and even if the dad's irredeemable and you have them both side by side as these bad characters, right? You've got Darth Vader and Palpatine essentially in the mother and father. Even if that's how it goes, right?
Yeah. Villains who stay villains. They don't need
Yeah,
redemption.
right. It's like then you've got Luke Skywalker and Layla and or Princess Leia and in the Shang-Chi and his sister, and you got that route. It just would have been way better. I just the dad, the whole just I'm repeating myself at this point, but the dad going, oh, it's voices and then he's having this moment of I was wrong and it's like, oh my god, this is just lame. The dragon fight's cool, but it lasted. It like came as quick as it left as quick as it came, and so I can't even enjoy it. I can't even enjoy the release of this great demon. If it's that easy to just put it out of its misery, how big of a threat was it really? Like, come on.
Yeah, all he had to do was use the Buddhist palm.
Yeah, dude, yeah. That he learned yesterday. That he learned literally in the fight.
I don't know if you ever seen Kung Fu Hustle, but that's exactly what that part reminded me of. He's all the way up in the air, coming down, slams the rings on him and stuff. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Call me Sonic Shang-Chi. Call me Sonic the Hedgehog. There we go. No, yeah, I don't know. Like the ending, I'll sit and rip on with you. The rest of it, I really liked it, but I guess I liked it because I thought that we are going to get a Kaiser Soze out of it. But yeah, I don't know. What do you? What are some of your predictions for the Marvel Universe going forward? Do you have any? Anything that you've heard, YouTubers talking about that you think might be true, or are you even that interested? I don't even know how invested you are in the Marvel universe. For me, unfortunately, I feel myself getting less and less invested in it as we back out of Endgame.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it's been for me too. And like I was telling people, I was looking forward to this movie. Like I was hoping this movie was going to be one of the better ones they did, and it just really disappointed me. So, in a way, yeah, I kind of attacked it because of that, but still, it's still really disappointing for me. The only one left that I'm slightly interested in because I'm hoping for answers is the Multiverse of Madness with Doctor Strange.
Okay.
With Doctor Strange being one of my, one of the Marvel movies I liked a little bit more out of all of them. But yeah, it's hoping. That's it. It's hoping.
Anything good is wrong. Anything good is wrong.
Anything good?
About Shang-Chi?
Yes. Hey,
It's better than
Zach,
some of that stuff.
you got something good to say? You got something redeeming to say about that movie?
Yeah.
Okay, let me hear it.
I mean, I thought most of it was good. The ending just didn't deliver. You know?
What?
It sucked.
You thought
Uh-oh.
Cutting out.
You froze up.
Uh-oh.
That's a hell of a way to freeze.
I think I left. Yeah, it is. I went in with really, really low expectations, so maybe that's also why I was able to enjoy it. But like I don't know, like it was better than Loki. It was better than Loki. I haven't watched the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series yet. I've been procrastinating that one hardcore.
I only watched like a few episodes of that. I couldn't get interested.
Yeah. I think it was on par, if not better than Captain Marvel. There's a couple movies I'm like, yeah, it's
Little hype baby.
yeah, I hear you. Yeah, for me, it's like, I don't know. Of the Marvel universe, I really, really enjoyed some of the Iron Mans. I enjoyed like Thor Ragnarok, which I know is kind of, for whatever reason, I've seen that be like a really controversial one. Like, I guess some people really hated that one. But how do you feel about Ragnarok? Did you like it or no?
Was Ragnarok the one where he fought the Hulk?
Yes, that's Thor. That's basically Thor and Hulk movie.
Yeah, I definitely didn't like that they tried to do that.
Okay.
Because they pretty much had Hulk dressed up like he was supposed to be World War Hulk, and it was just like, no. And then Thor just mopped his ass up. Like,
nah. Whatever you talking about, nah.
Nah.
Okay, hey Zach, I'm in San Diego right now, so the hotel right here has got some trash internet. What was you saying? What's redeeming about that movie?
The only thing that really ruined it for me was the ending. I thought they were doing a whole smoke and mirrors thing. I thought a lot of it was really, really cool. It's only the ending where it really started to lose me. But everything else, I was along for the ride. I was along for the journey. Everything else was great. So
Great.
I don't know how else it could have been better, except for once they left the dad's facility, then it felt like, again, we went over this a little bit, but it felt like they're recapitulating the ending of Black Panther, the ending of Infinity
That's exactly
War.
what they did.
They're just like, it's just recycling this old stuff, and I'm like, well, this is kind of lame. And again,
So you like patties, basically.
I like what? Patties?
Oh, so you wasn't so you don't so a patty is when you grab different things, mash it all together, and present it to the person.
No,
You present it to the people. You take all different things, paying homage to this, taking this. I'm gonna take this, mash it up, and then hand it to somebody.
Right.
That's exactly what that was.
Yeah, I can see that.
Hold on, let me get my car so I can scream real quick. Hold on, I got some screaming to do. Hold on, man. I want to disturb all these people out here. Hold on.
Do it. Disturb them.
Yeah.
so that's basically what we've been doing. Just getting a different perspective on Shang-Chi, because you already know how the rebellion felt. But he wanted to talk about it, so I was like, all right, let's talk.
Yeah, well, nah, nigga, nah. No, that movie gets no props. No props. None. So go ahead.
I don't think it's the best Marvel movie ever. I don't want to sit here and die on the mountain. No, Shang-Chi was a good movie. Because the ending did take me out. Like the ending was like, I'm waiting for. Yeah, I was telling Drake earlier. Have you seen The Usual Suspects?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I was waiting for a Kaiser Soze moment. I was hoping that the masked figure that was beside the father the whole time, I was hoping that was the mother, and the mother faked her death. And so,
See, that's you making the movie better.
Well, that's what I said. That's why I wanted to talk about this. It's like there was a story I thought they were going to give to us, and I'm like, where the hell was this? So as soon as I saw the soul sucker take the soul out of the mask guy, I'm like, oh shit, no.
Okay. Let's take this step by step real quick. Okay, so when you say you was along for the ride, at what point after the bus was you along the ride for?
I didn't mind the sister underground fighting. I thought some of that was cool. The only part that took me out of that was the girlfriend, whatever you want to call her, the comic relief, surviving the off the edge of a skyscraper reconstruction thing. Like, these other guys are ninjas, so of course they're going to be spider monkeys, but her, like, she should have died. That was just kind of her running across those things. I was like, no.
She should have died, period. Period. That's so she made it to the end of the movie.
It's Disney, though. They're not gonna kill her. That's
the problem. That's the problem.
100%.
Disney is the problem with all of this cookie cutter, fresh baby Nick Jr. shit that we get. I feel like it's all watered down and very desensitized bullshit. All of it. It's a patty.
I'm with you. I hear you on the patty thing. People joking about those the Ninetales thing being from Pokemon.
Yes. And Naruto.
Yeah. And I thought even though some of that does pay homage, and some of the the airbending Tai Chi stuff is very Avatar: The Last Airbender. I still enjoy some of that kind of stuff, but
hey, when is Homage? When is paying homage completely ripping off and completely? I'm gonna take this from this. I'm gonna take this from this. I'm gonna take this from this from this, and put it on a movie screen. That it's far from an homage or homage or whatever, however you want to say it. It's not that anymore. It's completely copy and paste.
Well, in defense, I think a lot of it more so is paying homage to Chinese mythology, and not necessarily these other stories that also are paying homage to Chinese mythology. And so when you're going to do a Chinese character, you should pay homage to Chinese mythology.
I agree.
Are you going to use Celtic mythology for Shang-Chi?
No. I agree. That's not the problem I have. I'm talking about cinema. You're biting on it. You just said a man of Tai Chi. It's literally taking from that. You took from Black Panther. You took from the Never-Ending Story. you took from Lion King, which Lion King took from Hamlet. But it's just a bunch of man. Hey, there's no. I know Dre probably tired of hearing it, but there's no other way I could say it but a patty. Like, there's no other way I can explain a mixed mash of everything that, oh, you remember this? You like this? Let's put that in there. You remember this? You like this? Put that in there. No, that's not how you create stories. You don't oh yeah, there's some Jackie Chan in there too. The way he was fighting, that's complete Jackie Chan. It's I don't know, man.
I hear your complaints and I agree with most of them. Like, the ending sucked. The ending sucked to me. But
is the ending at the beginning? Because the beginning sucked to the end. So when you say ending, does that mean?
I thought the father starting off with being this conqueror and like wiping out this whole army, just strolling up on those people, that was badass. Where did that guy go? Where the hell did that guy go by the end of the movie?
He was wearing all white and was chilling.
They built a good villain, and then they completely forgot that he's thousands of years old and was this like uber conqueror, and that his wife, who is the only person to defeat him, let's call it, or at least give him a challenge in a fight, right? Tied to street thugs like on their private castle property. You know, it's like the what really started to get me was the whole idea that I was supposed to take the mother's death as legitimate, because she's the only one who could stop the conquering dad on his way into Tai Lao, right? And then she dies to a couple of thugs. But she could unhand and dismantle the fucking conqueror dude with the rings. Oh, come on, get the fuck out of here!
Yeah, because it was
super
trash.
inconsistent.
It was trash.
Right. When you write stories, you got to be consistent, and there was a lot of inconsistencies in the second half of the story.
Oh, there we go. Made it.
Oh, what's this? Hey, what's this dude? Hey, what's this dude doing here, man? hey, I got smoke. I got smoke with Carl, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got smoke with Carl, man. What's up, man?
What's happening?
What's going on, Carl?
What's popping? Hey, he said this is the greatest movie he's ever seen. That's what Carl
said.
Get that shit out of here. No.
All right, so when you came in, X, I wanted to kind of touch on this again. So when you came in, one of my other boys has sent me a video because he thinks we're not thinking the long run for Marvel, and I'm like, I'm not waiting.
No, wait. Explain that. What's the long run?
Basically, just waiting for all these movies to play out like we did to get Infinity War and Endgame.
Gotcha.
I'm like, I'm not waiting another 10. Yeah, I'm not waiting another 10 fucking years for a story to play out. Are you crazy? So just because these movies might not be good standalone doesn't mean I should still. Why would these be so bad and take me out? Why the fuck would I want to see where it's going at this point?
Yes,
you're already taking me out of what you're doing. So he sent me this video by Comics Explained where he's making his assumption and doing his theorizing and shit that these rings are basically incomplete. So they're not the.
They're like the Infinity Stones. Yeah. We gotta find them all.
Well,
we gotta find them all.
They're saying that they didn't want that correlation. They're saying that they didn't want the rings to kind of equate to the Infinity Stones. That's what I've been reading.
Yeah, so he's making these assumptions based on other comments and stuff. Oh, these may be incomplete, and maybe they're actually Kang's rings, and they came from the future. That's why nobody knows what they are. I'm like,
hey,
if that was a route they were going to go, that's a stretch for the MCU.
I got a plan. I got at least 3 guns. How about I hand one in y'all and let's bum rush and let's say, yo, we're making a movie. And y'all sit here wait till we're done. We put it out and then we go about our business. You know what I'm saying? Then we get then we go to prison. Yeah, then we go to prison. Yeah.
Everywhere. Go
we're gonna have hella money on our books though.
Hey. No, I don't mean to sound like this, and I know anybody can say this, but I have a feeling that us 4, we can make something creative. I see nothing. That's my issue. So you can tell your boy my issue is with creativity. I don't see any. I see the same thing being regurgitated. Yep. So regardless of how you dress it up, regardless of how you present it to me, it's regurgitated throw up. You can take throw up, add some flour, and form it to make it look like a steak. It's still throw up to me, nigga. It's throw up. It's throw up. It's throw up. It's the same regurgitated shit that we ate before.
From the vom analogy?
Nah. Hey, nah. That's what I see. That's what I seen. That's what I seen on that movie screen when I watched that movie. It was regurgitated bullshit that I've already seen. Man, oh my!
So many missed marks. So many things that I mean, I'm sure you guys have already had the conversation, but there's so many things that correlated to other movies. It's almost like watching Aquaman all over again. And Aquaman was just different movies stitched together like fucking Frankenstein.
Exactly.
I don't know. Don't disrespect Shang Chi like that. Aquaman was garbage.
Aquaman was trash. But this was Aquaman.
Listen. What did you say, Zach? It was garbage. It It was garbage.
Shang-Chi was not as bad as Aquaman. Aquaman was like a Power Ranger movie, bro. Ant head? Fucking ant head? You kidding me?
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
Wait, hold on. This big Kirby mouth bitch making it to the end of the movie. Fuck out of here. That big teeth bitch should not have lived at the end of the movie. So Ant had big mouth Kirby face bitch. That's mine. That's mine to yours.
Yeah. You guys keep referencing like the never-ending story, and I'm not seeing the never-ending story thing. But what I am seeing,
no. Hold on. Let me clear that up.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
They did just come out with that. What is it? The Last Dragon, Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yeah.
And the voice of the dragon, I believe, was the friend.
Yeah.
The vase built mouth.
Yeah. Kirby mouth.
Okay.
That was more regurgitated stuff from the Last Dragon movie, I felt like, right?
The Last Dragon.
It just came out in April, right? So to have her, the voice of the dragon from the Raya movie, and then another fucking water dragon in this movie was kind of like, I hear you guys. I hear you on that.
Let me clear up the never-ending story. It's the white dragon. It's just a joke that me and Dre made that night. Falcor and the white dragon is just anyway, man. Hey, bruh. Hey, Dre, tell your boy I feel like I've been watching the most trashiest fucking adaptations of comic book-ish type shit ever. I can't even. Let's take the comic book out of it. I don't even see a movie. I don't even see a movie. No, hold on. Just for a second. I don't even see the movie in Shang Chi. I don't even see a movie in that because of the copy and paste material. It's almost like, Zach, I hear you when I'm along for the ride, but it's almost like I feel, where is this going? Where is it going for you? Or you were intrigued by what was happening?
Right.
Yeah. So to that point, like where I kind of said this to Dre. One of the things I thought they were going to do was the mom was going to be the masked character, and she was going to have faked her death, and that she would have been more in the father's ear or working colluding with the father to get to some forbidden magic on the other side of that door that she knew about. And so that's the story I was going along with. I thought everything else was just smoke and mirrors, right? When the father's saying, I hear the voice of the mother, I was expecting to revisit some of those scenes and to have it pan out, and you see the masked assassin with the ponytail right there, and it's actually her speaking to him, right? And so that's where they had me sucked in until the end. The ending was just awful. The ending was bad. And so I hear you with the ending. It's everything up until then. I'm like, this is a good movie. It wasn't trash from beginning to end. It was like trash after they left the father's compound. Once they went to Tai Lao, it did get really regurgitated, wishy-washy bull.
Oh, it was straight. That was straight Wakanda.
So let me ask you this then. You were mainly along for the ride because of your expectation, though.
Yeah, I was ready to get Kaiser Soze, like I said to you before.
So if you were to watch it again, do you think you'd still be along for that ride if you watched it a second time? Now that you know what's going on.
I thought everything through meeting the sister, everything that happens at like the sister's compound, I liked all that kind of stuff. After that, once the dad grabs them and they're having family dinner and everything, I'm intrigued, but I guess that's where the story starts to fall apart.
I guarantee.
That's where I fell asleep.
And it might be. I don't know how willing Zach is to prove me wrong, but I guarantee he's never gonna watch that movie again. I guarantee.
I mean, my daughter loved it, so if she makes me watch it again, yeah, I probably might.
But you threw the kids in there. You threw the kids in there. I got a soft spot for children. That ain't right.
To your point, I'm not going to be the first person to put it on. So
yeah, okay, fair enough. So here's man. So y'all.
Okay, let me get a number. Let me get a number 1 to 10 real fast from you.
5.5, 6.
Okay.
Okay, so it was like just a movie. It was just a movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you guys were like dragging it, and I'm like,
oh no, it's dragged.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
I still drag it. Yeah,
I can't wait.
Man.
I got on. I'm like, I know y'all already drug this shit up and down the street, so ain't shit I can say at this point. Ain't shit I can say because I was pissed. Asking when we got out of the theater, I was hot. I was like, what in the fuck was? Oh my god!
Like I told Carl. I feel. Go ahead.
I would prefer Shang-Chi to maybe half of the Marvel movies that are out there.
Oh no!
No!
Zach! Zach! Zach, we're gonna talk. My guy.
Again, that's more of a criticism of the half of the Marvel movies than it is an appraisal of Shang-Chi. So.
I have major problems with the movies that are out, but that. Okay, so let me go back a little bit. I had a serious problem with Marvel saying "fuck you" to all you comic book heads out there.
Right.
And I feel like they did this one part specifically with putting the fake Mandarin in there from Iron Man 3. It's almost like we fucked you over with the fake Mandarin, so we're gonna put them back in here and not give you the Mandarin that you thought you was gonna get. It's almost like a double fuck you, you stupid motherfuckers. That's what I feel. We already acted like this person was the Mandarin. And at the end of the movie said, fuck you. There's no real Mandarin in here. Then Guy Pearce, I'm the Mandarin. You still not the real Mandarin. Oh, they put a one shot out. Oh, there really is a Mandarin. Then showed us a nigga that as not the Mandarin and then put the fake Mandarin in the movie. It's like, fuck you. Fuck all y'all. Fuck everything you like about the Mandarin. Fuck you. Fuck all of y'all. It's a complete set. It's a complete setup. Oh, okay, we'll put the one that y'all definitely didn't like in here for comedy alone.
Really?
Oh man.
Yeah.
And the Mandarin's such a cold ass character. He's so
cold.
And even for him, hold on. And even for him to die at the end of fucking Shang-Chi, like, come on. You took a very predominant villain out.
Kind of going back to that, I don't know why there's such a problem with giving people their names. Because remember, he didn't even say he was the man. He said, "Oh, I have a lot of names."
Exactly.
They did the same thing with Wanda, and then gave her a whole series just to call her Scarlet Witch. Now, like it's
at the end of the series.
Yeah.
At the last episode, last second, she said, "I'm the Scarlet Witch." God,
why do we have a problem? Not us. Why does Marvel have a problem giving people their fucking names and titles?
I have no idea. They call Iron Man Tony. They call sometimes Captain America gets Cap. I'm cool with that. Yeah. But basically, like you can't call them the names. It's like it's almost like here's a weird thing. Tell me, do y'all feel the same? Okay, I know Zach, you're a little bit removed, right? Because you don't really fuck with the comics like that.
Right. And I got something to say about a point you said earlier.
Okay, go ahead, get that out. So before I say what I was going to say.
Real fast. It's like there's a meme going out there where you're like, where do I start the story, right? And for comics, Western comics, it's like it's got the guy from It's Sunny in Philadelphia with all the map behind him explaining. It's like issue 1 over here, but then there's a side story in the multiverse, and then there's this Batman and that Batman and Superman. Superman. So you gotta start this one first, and then it's like him trying to explain this conspiracy theory, right? And then you got a guy holding a manga, and he's like, "Volume 1, bro."
Yeah.
Volume 1.
That's
then
real.
Guess what's next? Volume 2.
That's real.
Volume 3. It's a narrative, right? This is one of my big criticisms to comics, and part of what takes me out and what doesn't even get me interested in Western comics is the rewrites. Like no manga has ever been rewritten. It's just they can continue it to its own peril. I would say Dragon Ball Z is probably an example of that, but they don't know when to end the story. But They don't.
Not Full Metal Alchemist, because Full Metal Alchemist did something different with the anime. They didn't
like the one
rewrite the manga.
Yeah, that is like the one exception, and
Yeah,
they did it beautifully.
Yeah.
But that's probably the only time that we're gonna see that. I hope they do that with Attack on Titan. Honestly, I hope they pull a fucking Full Metal Alchemist because
I have a serious problem with just like I know Carl, you said something the other night like they're on point with their continuity. Didn't you say that, MCU?
No.
Who said? Somebody told me their continuity. I think it was Bobby. I know. Let me not put a name on it, but I heard that the continuity is on point, but everything else is fucked up. It's like I don't care. I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because y'all haven't got anything correct yet. I will say the closest thing y'all got correct would be like a Captain America, Tony Stark, or Thanos or something. But here's the thing: what story have you told me that has actually been from the comics? Here's my thing: I don't want to be that guy, but if I open up Full Metal Alchemist right now, I'm gonna just put it in terms for Zach. If I open up Full Metal Alchemist right now, and then I put the characters in this movie, but I tell you a story that has nothing to do with the fucking gorgeous ass story that is laying right there in front of your face. Fuck continuity. I don't even like the continuity you started with. So why do I care about if it's consistent? I don't give a shit. You didn't tell the story that I fell in love with. You didn't tell this gorgeous ass story. You rather tell some shit that you made up so you can take credit and your writers can take credit about making something unique. No. Tell me this dope ass story. There's a dope ass story in Civil War. Why didn't you tell me Civil War, the story?
Yeah.
I don't get it. So fuck continuity when it comes to that.
That's Marvel's plan. That's what Kevin Feige continuously says over and over again. I want to make it easier for the non-comic reader to digest and to come out and to see these movies. That's why they're changing the continuity so they think, because fuck the motherfuckers that got you there. It's the motherfuckers that haven't been there yet. That's what it is. You know what I mean?
That's such a bullshit excuse because anime does it all the time.
Right.
They take what's on the page,
right?
They put it on the screen.
Hold up.
It so smoothly. Transition it so smoothly.
Hey, let's not hate on DC animated movies. They do it exactly. They do, and sometimes they do it better. Yeah. Sometimes they do it better.
But that's the exception. And then the funny thing is that they don't take that lead from the animated series. They don't take that lead from the animated world or the animated continuity and transition it to film.
I got a job for Zach. Zach, I got a job for you, man. Hey, I'm gonna need some help. I'm gonna need you. Hey, y'all know what I just seen, man.
That nigga's a whole ass demon.
They really did need help just now, but
turning the rocks right now. Hey, Dre, your bed's moving.
Hey, you can be a mid-conversation when you see something like that. It's just okay. But anyway, I want you to play devil's advocate for me right now. Put on your suit. Act like you a suit. Tell me what is the disconnect between animated movies and live action movies? Why, with all the special effects nowadays, why do you think they don't just make the same exact thing? I want to hear that from you. From what you see in animated, for some reason it seems to be, that won't work live action, which I think is complete bullshit. But can you tell me why they don't take from the animated property and put it on the screen? Devil's advocate, remember that.
Yeah. I think a lot of it has to do with what is marketable and sellable, and what's marketable and sellable are things you can market to kids. The whole family can go watch it, things like that. And so some of the darker, more adult themes that are just not going to bring in the kids and the revenue, the money, they're gonna again, kind of shovel off to the side or not do it all. And so that's where I think that's where you guys are getting really upset about these movies not being having
Canon.
continuity as the like a manga to anime, and vice versa with the Japanese culture. I think they let kids drink beer like a super early age. Their whole thing, man, is like really less regulated, right? Like they got big titties in their kids shows. They got, Dragon Ball Z, Goku's getting a fucking fist through his chest. Like they won't show that to they're never gonna have someone ripping someone, like doing some Mortal Kombat shit in a Disney movie, right?
Right.
You get more of that kind of stuff. Dragon Ball Z is a perfect example. You get more of that out of the Japanese culture. They're like desensitized just a little bit, if not a lot of it, more than we are over here. And so that's why that you see this a lot with especially things like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And the things that they bring from Japan over to America. If you were to see the subbed version of Yu-Gi-Oh!, they're talking about sealing people's souls away, characters die, and then when you see the dub, it's like, oh, they're going away on a trip. It's like
I feel like you can still adapt it. It's about adaptation. That's the key word for me. Adaptation.
I think that movies like Deadpool and Joaquin Phoenix's Joker and even the Dark Knight trilogy that Chris Nolan, man, that was fucking gold. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened with there. There was just some weird backroom dealings, or somebody, made somebody piss somebody off. Like, I don't know why they ever ended that. But I think
I'm gonna tell you right now, I have not seen Batman on screen. I have not seen the Batman that I know on screen, not one time yet.
For sure.
Seriously?
Oh, and I'm about to say something very blasphemous. The closest thing was Ben Affleck.
Seriously?
Yes. Oh, yes. You tell me. You tell me who you saw.
I don't know. I haven't seen the new Ben Affleck stuff. I hate Ben Affleck, so it's hard for me to.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's hard for me to get in. It's hard for me to want to. I just recently actually saw the first Man of Steel movie, and it was interesting. I don't know.
Can continue your thoughts, please, sir. Be careful. Be careful.
I was waiting for that look. I was sitting there like.
Nigga, me and Carl tuned in.
Again, that was one. It was like I tried to be into it. It had, I don't know. They were trying for something. I wasn't into it.
Wait, Man of Steel. That wasn't the one with Batman vs Superman was the one with Doomsday. But
hold on. I got smoke with Zach, man. Bro, you just said you like Shang Chi, but couldn't get into Man of Steel, bro. I have a serious problem with that.
I would probably put those movies on a similar level. Let him get his laugh out.
This is one of his favorite movies of all time.
Man of Steel? Man of Steel?
Hey, hold up.
Talk about.
Hold up.
Over yourself. Oh, come on.
Man. Listen. Man of Steel. Hey, how much time we got on here? Let me see. Man of Steel.
I got nowhere to be.
Man of Steel is probably hands down. No, not probably. According to me, hands down the best comic book movie ever made. Period. Not best movie ever made. Comic book movie ever made. Hands down, no competition whatsoever. It is a fucking masterpiece of how you bring comic books to the screen. Period. In every aspect. Every single aspect.
Is it like did they do the comic books justice?
I feel like they did. I feel like they did. No, hold on. They did Zod justice.
Yeah. They
did Lois Lane justice. They did They did.
I don't even remember.
They did.
I don't even remember Lois Lane in the movie. That's how immemorable she was.
And then, wait a minute.
They did Jor-El. They did Jor-El. They did Jor-El. They did
Hell, his mom.
Krypton. They did Krypton fantastically.
Yeah.
They did. Did I already say Zod?
You said Zod.
They did Zod beautifully. The invasion beautifully. The scraps. Oh my! Hey, that movie is off the chain, bro.
The fighting, the superhero fighting in that movie was.
Oh my god!
Was the best I've ever seen.
And the special effects. The rendition of the suit, the fact that when he was over in Alaska, he wasn't as strong as he was where the sun shines, man. Hey man, there's too much. I'm about to do a video thesis. I'm writing it for a minute on how that movie is a fucking masterpiece when it comes to comic book cinema, man. Everything else besides probably Winter Soldier is nothing.
Well, see, and then again,
nothing
Zach,
compared.
like you said,
there's nothing compared.
You're not more of a comic book fan. Like you're a manga fan. I mean, Superman is probably one of the oldest comic books.
Watching like cartoons and stuff, man. I never.
Right.
I've never read the comics and stuff. You know, yeah. The Man of Steel was, you know.
I never got to see Brainiac. I never got to see anything. They just completely threw that in the trash. And you know why? Because
Man of Steel was good for regurgitated stuff. It was good for regurgitated stuff. It was hands down regurgitated stuff.
Okay.
Lion King.
It's not Lion King.
Oh, it's 100%.
It's. Tell me how it's Lion King. Let's go.
Mufasa dies. Scar takes over the Pride Lands.
Not his brother. Not his brother. Nice try. Not his brother. The reason why he died has nothing to do. No. Shang Chi is Lion King.
Comes to him and says, "My son," just like the father comes to him in the ghost of a spaceship and is talking to him. It's Lion King.
No, it's not. I completely disagree.
Wait, hold on. Wait, he might have a point there.
There's no point.
If you're putting the correlation between Zod and his father, that's kind of Scar.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
What is it then? The Sound of Music? What the fuck?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not that. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
No. You didn't. You already dug yourself. Here we go. The simple fact that Lion King is a story about brothers. One wanted to be king, show jealousy to the other one that is king, and the whole intertwining the son thing. Let's wipe all that out. Zod, genetically engineered to save his race. The world is coming to an end. Jor-El trying to warn everybody, and nobody's listening to him. Then we're already on something totally different. This is not a revenge story.
Yeah.
How?
It is. What are you talking about?
How is it not? How is it a revenge story?
He killed his father.
Who?
The villain from Man of Steel. Then he killed.
No. Okay. First of all, Clark was not trying to kill him due to that. I don't even think there was a mention of that happening.
It's regurgitated. It's lying.
Nah.
Nothing's wrong. Nate, nothing's wrong with.
No, it is wrong. It is wrong when it's not.
I don't even want to sit here and say that. Like, I'm not saying that it being like Lion King is an insult. Lion King, is a great story. That's why it's fucking Lion King.
It's an insult. It's an insult.
Lion King, we all know what I'm talking about. It's a
great story, right? Hey, Dre, do you hear Zach, man? What's wrong with this? Lion King? No, it's not, man. Sorry. Won't.
Yeah.
Can't give you that. If you're talking about the dad talking to the son,
what else is it?
If you're talking about the dad talking to the son, that makes Lion King.
Yeah, well, it kind of does because he came to him in an extra a spiritual type of form, my nigga. Like, you can't get around that.
So that makes Lion King.
And
because the dad can.
And the main villain, that's Cain and Abel. That's Mufasa.
They weren't brothers. That doesn't make that. That doesn't make.
Might as well have been. They were brothers.
How?
Brothers to be
how?
It doesn't need to be
brothers in arms. Were they not brothers in arms? Do they not fight on the damn battlefield together?
They're both leaders jockeying for position, jockeying for leadership of their race. It makes them close enough.
No. So, okay. So, you, I can't believe we're having this conversation right now. Lion King and Man of Steel are the same movie.
The same archetypal story. They're not the same movie.
No, they're not. They're not even the same archetypal. Okay, so
him being on Earth with human beings is Hakuna Matata. Him doing the human thing because he's really a superhero is Hakuna Matata.
Y'all just gonna let him.
I'm not saying it as an insult. Lion King is a great movie. I'm not.
No. That's way off. I think seriously, I think you're doing
right now.
I seriously think you're doing this. Full Metal Alchemist is the Terminator. That's what I feel like you're doing. You're just saying things.
No, I'm not.
You just said okay because they both have a metal arm and a metal leg. They have a metal arm and a metal leg.
No, I have to say that.
Wait, hold up. I just made a correlation. Metal leg, metal arm.
No,
Terminator.
I didn't say Superman's a lion. I never said that. I didn't.
No, but that's my correlation, regardless of how yours is. No, regardless of how yours is.
I said Superman's a lion. Superman's not a lion.
No. That's my correlation.
And it's a bad.
That's how. Exactly. It doesn't make sense.
I'm not
Cain and Abel. There's no Cain and Abel situation.
I'm not calling Simba from Krypton. I'm not saying that.
No, you said him coming down is Hakuna Matata. No, it's not. I don't even see how you got that.
Yeah,
how is that Hakuna Matata?
It's the hero going off and into diaspora. Okay, Hakuna Matata is Earth. That's what it is.
Do you know how many movies is now a Hakuna Matata?
There's a ton of them. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what you're.
Irrelevance.
Yeah.
Irrelevance.
Yeah.
How is it irrelevant?
I didn't say it was irrelevant. I said the relevance. How is so here's my thing. I feel like the correlation is really fucking close. Zod to Superman's dad to Mufasa disappearing and dying at the end. I mean, it's yeah, nigga. He had the same rise and fall that fucking Scar and Zod had. It was a battle. Zod fucking flipped shit, came for his dad, fucking killed his dad, and now his dad comes back to him in spirit form. Like that is pretty much a very well laid out correlation to the two of them.
Maybe this will help because maybe you're just thinking Lion King and maybe you don't like Lion King. But
no, I love Lion King.
You referenced Hamlet earlier, and even prior to Hamlet, it's the same archetypal story that's in the Egyptian mythology of Osiris, Set, and Horus. Okay,
man,
so all of these are
Horus shit. I'm trying to figure out this and that. Okay, so since the dad died, Zod killed the dad. Now in the movie, he dipped from his responsibilities. We're talking about Lion King because Scar lied to him because he wanted to be king.
Yep.
I don't see that same thing happening in Man of Steel. Let it be known, I've seen both these movies over 1,000 times. Can you please tell me how that is the same thing that happens in Man of Steel?
Well, it's kind of like
hold on. If you're talking about Zod killing Jor-El, that doesn't. Okay, the pretenses of why he killed him.
Well, you're talking pretense. We're talking about the actual. I'm talking about the actual.
I can answer.
Okay.
I can answer your question.
Go ahead.
So Simba going off into diaspora and then discovering Hakuna Matata is the same thing as Superman's parents shipping him off to Earth where he will be safe. Because Simba goes where he's going to be safe, right? Where he can keep the conflict of Scar.
His parents didn't send Simba anywhere. No. You got to be direct, man. You got to be direct, bro.
In Superman's story, he has no knowledge of any of that kind of thing, right? He has no knowledge of any of that, but he's sent into diaspora. So Earth is Hakuna Matata. Earth itself is this Hakuna Matata. I guess the stories would differ is that
this is some Luffy stretching bullshit y'all doing. Y'all stretching like a motherfucker. That doesn't. The reason why Simba left has nothing to do with the reason why Clark's parents sent him to Earth. Like it. Now if you was to say Dragon Ball Z, that would be a closer thing.
Why did Clark's parents send him to Earth?
They needed a piece of them to survive.
Because Krypton was blowing up.
Krypton was getting ready to get the fuck up out of here.
Okay.
Okay.
So
what?
why did Simba leave the Pride Lands?
Because Scar lied to him. Now get the fuck out of here, and then tried to kill him, and then fucked up and then killed him. Please explain that to me. How that's the same thing.
He tried to kill him. He tried to kill him, and then he fucked up and didn't kill him.
Yeah.
So where did Simba go?
No. Forget about your Carl. Forget about your stretching. I'm talking about how are those the same? Those two scenarios.
Did he not leave to be safe?
What you're talking about are the semantics of how the hero goes into diaspora. Okay, that's how the stories are different. Yes, but the overall themes, the lessons, the story, the hero's journey is exactly the same. They both heroes, both Superman and Simba, go into diaspora, okay? And they go into somewhere where they're going to be safe. They're going to be away from the conflict, right? But
are you talking about the writers doing this?
They have to be woken up. And so the difference, again, where
are you talking about the writers doing this? Because if we're dissecting them, if we're dissecting the movies,
the person who wrote Lion King and the person who wrote Superman are obviously different writers, of course. So, but they're the same archetypal story. They have the same skeleton. They don't have the same meat, flesh, organs, all that kind of stuff. They have the same skeleton. That's what an archetypal story is. You should read some Joseph Campbell. He goes into depth about all this kind of stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Here, Joseph Campbell.
This is. I talk about this stuff too. So I'm talking about it right now. Regurgitated bullshit. Now you mean to tell me what we first initially were talking about, it being the same regurgitated bullshit. I have yet to hear. I've heard diaspora, but I have yet to hear how they're the same.
I did go through it all. I will.
No. You told me.
I'll go through it for a second and third time.
You said safe. I heard the word safe, and I heard father and son talk to each other. You told me different things that are in this movie that are the same. So I haven't heard how these movies are the same.
I'll go through it all again. I'll go real slow.
No. Yeah. You ain't got to do all that. Yep. Tell me how they're the same.
Yeah, I'll go through it again. So you have Mufasa, right?
Okay.
Who's the same as Superman's father. He's like a competent, wise leader, right?
Okay. He's not a leader. Jor-El's not a leader. By the way, go ahead. You're already off. Go ahead. I'm telling you, they're not. It's not the same.
Is Jor-El his name? Is Jor-El a leader or not, guys?
He's not the leader.
Technically, he was a science officer.
Is he not? Does he not stand for the competent leader?
Man, he ain't the leader. So where you want to put it?
In the story, how it went in Superman, there was a board of leaders. He was merely a science officer that answered to that board. So technically, no, he wasn't a leader, but he was a competent science officer. So I'll give him that.
Competent masculine figure, father to our protagonist.
There you go.
Good enough.
That's more.
That's different than. Okay.
Good enough. It's good enough.
Okay.
Then you have Zod, who is the envious, jealous brother, right?
No. He is Cain. Sorry. No. It's not. Hey, wait, hold on. Carl.
Go for it.
He said he's the jealous, envious.
Okay, so here. Whoa. Zod was not.
Let's get it.
Okay, so to the point, to both of your points, because this is what's happening. Zod was not his brother, I guess, fraternally, right?
And he wasn't envious of anything.
I'm speaking as if, okay,
No, I understand. I know the point you're making. I get
No,
that.
no, I know the point. I know the point he's making.
Biological brother. I'm saying brother as in like, you know, these are both authority figures in their leadership, right?
Yeah.
And they
hold on real quick, Zach. Hold on, Zach. Carl, I understand what he's saying. But when you step in the realm of saying they're the same movie, we have to break down both of them. Continue. And we already got two things that are wrong. Go ahead.
Wait, who's going ahead?
No, I'm telling Zach to continue. We're telling the wrong movie.
They are archetypally the same. Do you know what an archetype is?
Yes.
It doesn't sound like you do.
No. You said they are the same movie. Did you not?
Yeah.
Okay.
The same.
So let's go.
No, I said they're the same archetypal story.
Yeah, you did say that.
Later on. Did you say that later on?
I said they're the same archetypal story like 7 or 8 times, maybe more. We have this recorded. You can down.
Okay. Continue.
So Zod is the man who wants to be king, right? And he's trying to take that through whatever force is necessary, right?
That's not what's happening.
Is that not what he's trying to do?
No.
We have other people.
Carl.
No need to get Jerry. All right.
He's actually not. He's not trying to be a leader. He just wants to revive his people. He wants Krypton.
Right. Wait. Hold on. So hold on. What? Okay, so let's go to the opening scene because that's where the shit cracks off because Krypton is about to end, and why does Zod get banished? Just like Scar gets banished to the Deadlands. Why does he get banished?
The hyenas.
Why does he get banished? Why does he get sent into the negative zone? Why does he get sent in the negative zone? He gets sent there, right?
Why are you asking?
I'm asking you. Yes, I'm asking. I'm trying to go through scene for scene so I can understand where the difference lies. So why does he get banished?
You could say it's because he killed Jor-El.
Okay, but that's not why. Because they tried to overthrow the government, just like Scar tried to do. Correct?
Scar is trying to undermine Mufasa.
Did he not try to undermine Mufasa and take over the government?
Zod is trying to overthrow the government so that he can save his people. They have a
no, not necessarily.
That are in conflict. That's what it's an archetype. It's an archetype.
But their conflict wasn't with each other.
It's Cain and Abel.
It wasn't.
I disagree.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't. It's not a matter of it being. It's not a matter of it being. I feel like it's really cut and dry, and that's not what it is. They did have a very strong friendship at some point in time. They had a very strong bond.
And they both had the same belief. Because after he killed him, he was like, "Yo, he was right. He was right about you, motherfuckers." They believed in the same thing. They were actually fighting against each other, not knowing they believed in the same thing. That already makes it different, man. I don't know. I can't tie it to Lion King. It's just.
But the codex, the thing they were fighting for, which was the codex, was not.
Like, the codex was their species in a capsule.
Right, in a skull. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all our species belong in this capsule right here. That capsule meaning skull, whatever you want to put it.
Yeah. And they were both fighting to protect that skull, that capsule.
In a way, yes. That was the end all be all to their species.
Right. So one said, "Okay, I'm going to take this capsule and put it into my son." The other one said, "Okay, I want to take this capsule and take it from Krypton to preserve what's left." Right?
Yeah, because the government was not listening to either one of them.
Yeah, I'm confused now. I'm out of this one. I feel like it's very similar. That's all I can
Nah,
say.
nah. It feels like a stretch
I'm gonna go
happened,
over this really,
and
really
now
fast. I'm
y'all
gonna go over
can't
this
find
really,
your
really
way
fast.
out your
Do
stretch.
me, do me a favor. Do me a favor, EXO. Don't laugh. Don't scream.
Okay.
Don't do anything ridiculous. Just let me
Uh,
shoot out my
hey, nothing I do is ridiculous. Go
All
ahead.
right? It is a little ridiculous. So
Nah, never.
Mufasa is to Jarell what Simba is to Superman.
I
Okay?
do nothing ridiculous.
I said let me spit out what I want to spit out. All right, no interruptions. Just let me spit it out. Zod is to Scar. Clearly, they're the main antagonist. They're the main villain. Both of them kill the father. They kill the spirit of the father. And then you have the hero goes into diaspora. Simba is in the desert for a while. Then he finds Hakuna Matata.
I pay rent in here, nigga.
Superman is in space. Right? Superman is in space, and then he finds Earth. Right, so he finds Earth. Both of them have to confront their evil. Where they differ here is that it is the spirit of the feminine that wakes up Simba out of his dumb slumber in Hakuna Matata land in Neverland and tells him to become his father. Right, and that's when he goes on his spiritual journey. Finds the monkey, sees the reflection of his father in the pond, and sees the spirit of his father before he goes back to fight for the Pride Lands. In Superman, you have more of the evil come to him. This is where I need to go watch Man of Steel if there's any more more nuanced comparisons, because I remember he did talk to his mother at one point, so I'm like, maybe there's a weird thing there, but again, it's been maybe I don't know 6, 8, 10 months since I've seen Man of Steel. I did see it in the last year, and so the conflict comes to him, but in the same right, he has to avenge his father. He has to kill Scar, and preserve the Pride Lands first. So for him, that's the Earth, right? For Simba, that's what was his home, right? So, and then you have other symbology like the fact that Jor-El comes back as a hologram, like a spirit that helps guide. I think doesn't he guide Lois Lane through some of the ship or whatever. But you have him come back in a spirit-like form, very, very similar to how Mufasa comes back and talks to Simba. So the comparisons are all there. The archetype is all there. It's 100% there. Again, archetypal stories are like a skeleton, right? The way good stories that are told differ and bad is in the flesh and the bone that's on that. So a lot of the points that you're making about the differences, I would call the flesh, and the muscle and the skin and all that stuff. That's everything on the outside, right? But you're not looking deep enough. If you look deeply, these are archetypally the exact same story, right? And that doesn't make Man of Steel bad, in my opinion. It does make it sort of regurgitated, and I was not a fan of it. I was not a fan. I thought Zod was I thought a lot of it was very boring. So it works well for like a kids movie. I thought for Lion King, I thought the Lion King was great. Jeremy Irons was fucking awesome.
Man, hey, now fuck the Lion King, man. That's
whatever
I pay rent around here. That's number one.
I give Man of Steel 6.5 out of 10. I give Shang-Chi 5.5, 6 out of 10. They're both movies I'll probably never be the first one to put on, So Dark Knight trilogy, I'll watch those over and over again. Especially the first two. Batman Begins and Dark Knight, I'll watch those over and over again.
Joker gets a 10 out of 10. Those three movies get like 3s and 4s.
With Joaquin Phoenix's Joker?
No, The Dark Knight, which is the Joker movie.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great movie. I love that movie. It's great. That's one I will watch over and over and over and over again. So, Man of Steel.
Man of Steel is fantastic. Anyone watching this, Man of Steel is fantastic, and I'm gonna show you why.
It's a good watch, but I've seen it before. I've seen it a million times, and it wasn't anything that stood out to me. So.
Now Memento. That's a fucking great movie. That was a very creatively made movie.
Christopher Nolan again, right?
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet. I need to watch it.
Matter of fact, that's what we should do on here. We should talk about things that are very matter of fact. You remember we was going to do the unique movies. That's what we should do. Very unique, and leave it up to the other ones to try to make make it Lion King, like he just tried to do. That's what we should do. Unique movies that we think are unique, because there's a lot of creative movies out there that don't. It goes to show how far imagination can go. Me, I am a believer in imagination. There is tunnels beyond tunnels of ways you can go about telling a story. Why the fuck do you have to grab from pieces from other things, which Man of Steel is not? Why do you have to grab things from other things, mash it together, and present it to your audience? That's what I feel like Shang-Chi was. And I'm finally saying Shang-Chi correctly after all these years. Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. Is it
Yeah.
Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi?
It's Shang-Chi. It's
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah. So
Shang-Chi.
yeah, there you go, right there. That's it. Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi.
So yeah, I don't hey man. Hey, one day we gonna get on here and we gonna talk about Man of Steel. Zach, Zach, I am livid over here, man. Hey, we're gonna do that.
I'm glad you enjoyed that reshelling of Lion King.
Nah, how dare you? How dare you?
I prefer
How
the
dare
Jeremy.
you?
I prefer Jeremy Irons flavored Lion King. So.
Hey,
Speaking of good movies, though, so like, what are like three really really creative movies that you would say go unappreciated? And you can go back as like it's something from the 70s or 90s or something like that. I don't care.
my number one. Which
Okay.
no. Let me back out, because that could be kind of the Jesus story.
Yep.
So I was about to say
Superman
the
is
Matrix.
Jesus. What are you talking about?
No. That's why I was backing out of that.
Okay.
Okay. When I'm talking about Man of Steel, I'm not saying it's the best movie ever. I'm talking about comic book movies. That's it.
For sure. It's. I think it's good for what it is. I'm not a big fan of Superman to begin with, so maybe that's where I'm coming from. I don't
There
like
we
it.
go.
It's a Mary
There
Sue.
we go.
Superman is a Mary Sue. You know what I mean? It's like there's no character development. If you've got all the powers in the world and you're a god, it's just
Now it comes out. The truth comes out.
Yeah, that's why some of these other stories that take that same archetypal story, I see them as better because there's more character development. I'm not a fan of Dragon Ball Z for the similar reasons. You know, like Goku gets to a point where it's just like, yeah,
It's Superman.
Yeah,
and I think I was going to say
Carter,
the Matrix, but the Matrix is.
They all come from John Carter and the Prince or Princess of Mars.
Oh yeah, John Carter.
Old book, and those were amazing fucking books. Those were amazing books.
Yeah.
He was a regular guy, goes to Mars, gravity's less. He's got all this super strength. It's cool. The character development is amazing in those stories. Superman, he's just Superman automatically, you know, and so it's just like,
he's an alien, and the sun.
I think the rawest. You
see, hold on, Carl. You see, that's where the disconnect with me and him. You see how he just downplayed him? That's not what he's an alien. Once he comes to Earth, the sun gives him his power. That's way more intricate than what you said. He's already just super stranded. He's just already it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
Superman has been in all the movies and like everything. Is just like he's overpowered almost immediately. There's very little character development. They have to do wand waving to try to take away his powers, like the Krypton shit. It's just like
he wasn't overpowered in Man of Steel.
Red Sun shit. No, he got his ass whooped a lot in Man of
Steel. Exactly. Yeah.
But I will say this. I think the most adequate description of Superman is how they describe it. We're talking about characters and how they their I guess their powers, and what did he say in Kill Bill? He said Superman is the only different kind of character or superhero that you'd run into, because he's always Superman. He's not anything else but Superman until he goes out into the world and he has to play a role. His costume is Clark Kent. That's his costume, but he's consistently always Superman. And I thought that was a dope way to describe him, because he's not your prototypical character like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's Peter Parker all day. He's flipping, running around, and he puts on his costume, and now he's Spider-Man. But Superman is Superman all the fucking time. You know what I mean? And I dug that explanation of him because I thought that was something that, you know, nobody's. I don't think anybody ever. I didn't see it like that at all until he said it like that, and I was like, Jesus Christ, he's fucking right. I just thought that was a dope explanation of him. But yeah, I mean, he did the downplay is definitely there. You know, he doesn't have powers right away. Krypton has a red sun, and we have a yellow one, so that's where he gets his powers from. You know what I mean? So technically, no, he didn't have powers until he got to Earth, and then yeah, his powers manifested through the sunlight and all that other shit. But at the end of the day, he's always superpowered. That's what he is. He's a superpowered being because of the sun's radiation.
Yeah, he's a Mary Sue. He's a Mary Sue.
What's a Mary Sue?
Mary Sue is someone who has like they get
Go
all
ahead.
this power. They just are gifted all these powers. They don't earn them.
Basically, everything man. You know, we was talking about everything man.
Yeah. Like motherfucking like what about
Batman with prep
Dr.
time?
Manhattan? Is he not a Mary Sue?
Who?
Dr. Manhattan.
Right. Yeah. It's like it's any character who is just like they win everything and they're given all this talent and power.
Yeah, like Batman.
They have to earn anything. It's uninteresting.
Batman's taking some losses though.
No, I'm talking about in those movies.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about he would be basically prep time. Batman would be an anything man. Let me back out of that and say that.
Okay.
I'll bring it back to Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is a Mary Sue. He beat his father. He was only 30 years old. His dad's like thousands of years old. The dad should be able to wipe him off the floor, right? He should have been able to wipe him off the floor. Why did Shang-Chi win? Because he's a Mary Sue. They're just giving him, they're wave wanding, they're giving him all the powers because he's got to be the
same thing. And then in his mom. So that's one thing I was telling XO.
He said, why did he win? Because he's a Mary Sue.
He's a Mary Sue.
That's true.
He didn't earn it.
He didn't earn it. He learned half his power from his mom.
That shit was funny than a motherfucker. Why did he win? Because he's a Mary Sue. That's
Shang-Chi was.
No, that shit's funny how he set that up. You know why he does? Because he's a Mary Sue.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Another good example of Mary Sue.
In the movie, yeah, because they already gave him the rings and shit. In the comics, yeah, that shit didn't play out like that.
No, it's well, no, he would. But see, I don't. That's what makes. In movies, it's different, but that's what makes all these characters so dope because you can put them up against each other and have that endless debate that goes on for centuries of time of who wins. Because in the comics, Shang-Chi does some Mary Sue shit, a whole lot of Marys. He is a Mary Sue because he can do anything. He always wins. It's just how it happens. But that's the great thing about characters in comic books because of the losses they take and of the things that they're not able to do. And I don't feel like if you was to dissect it, Shang-Chi and a lot of these people we just were talking about could not be considered Mary Sue's because they actually have taken losses. I don't know. I can't. Well, I gotta watch Shang-Chi again, but
you gotta clarify because you're talking about movies, or are we talking about comic books? Because the comic books go a lot more in depth.
No, that's what I'm talking. I'm talking about comic books with the losses. I'm talking about movies now when I'm talking about Shang-Chi because I can't really do that because I only seen it one time and that shit was trash and I'll probably never watch it again. But I'm saying like some of these things you can consider losses, and I don't want to bring up Man of Steel again. Well, yeah, I'm gonna bring up Man of Steel. So when I feel like he lost to Zod, he lost the scrap to him
because Zod pushed him to do something he normally wouldn't do.
Exactly.
Which is kill.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a L. You took that L.
No,
you couldn't let Zod live.
No, he could have. He could have let him live. Yeah, he could have.
No, he couldn't have. Nigga, that's just like fucking what you call his dad.
No. Explain why he couldn't.
I will. It's just like Invincible, right? If his son had the ability to stop his dad from taking humans out, because that's what Zod was gonna do. It's the same fucking thing. Zod was gonna take over the planet. He was gonna wipe the planet clean of humans and
So
change it over to.
why didn't he do what he just did a second ago and fly straight through the church buildings? Why didn't he pick up Zod and fly him straight through the church? He
To
could
do
have
what?
done that.
Knock him unconscious?
Yeah, no, but still, but you're talking about he was going to kill people, right?
He was going to take out the human population. That's what they were doing. They were terraforming the planet.
No. Okay. But I don't know how long you've seen it, but the machine was already destroyed at this point in time.
When he had him in the church and he's shooting his heat vision towards the family.
Yeah. The machine.
The machine was down, right? You're right. The machine was down.
Okay.
But here's my point.
So what I'm saying. So what I'm thinking you're talking about kill the people is those people he's about the eye beam.
No, that's just a metaphor. That right there is a metaphor. I'm killing these people in this church, and you're not going to stop me. And if you don't stop me, it's going to be these people and the people outside and the people down the street and the motherfuckers in the state of Nevada. Like, that's just a metaphor, in my opinion. If you don't stop him now, he's going to take the rest of these motherfuckers out, and y'all are going to be fighting for all time. So what he did what he had to do.
That's a loss. That's a loss to me. He even cried afterwards.
Yeah, because he felt that.
Yeah,
but it was the right thing to do.
Yeah,
I feel like it was a loss. Yeah. Hey, go ahead, Zach. Talk good about my movie, man. Continue, man. Go ahead.
How's it a loss? How's it a loss?
Go ahead. No, I want to hear you talk more good shit about my movie.
I didn't say anything good. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't hate the movie, but I don't love the movie. So, and I don't think it's worth holding up on a empty pedestal. That's just my 2 cents. You know, I watched the movie. It's good. I'm not gonna watch it again. Right?
Okay. Well, what I was saying earlier is
about Shang Chi, but no, 2 cents on that. Killing the main villain is not a loss. That's a victory. That's victory. You won. The loss is you dying. That's a loss. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about,
dude.
I'm talking about Superman doesn't kill. Period.
You're stretching. You're stretching for that.
How?
You're stretching for that loss.
How?
He won because he won. He beat him. That's not a loss.
That's why I said when you dissect it more, it's an L. It's an L. When it's an L, that's what I'm talking about. The Mary Sue part of the character. That's what I'm talking about.
His character, yes.
Out of here, bro. What are you talking about?
But see, what about Doomsday?
I thought I just told you what I was talking about. Hold on, Carl. Give me a second. That's what I'm talking about. What do you mean what I'm talking about?
Is that what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the pacifist crap.
Okay, so now we're doing the how you personally feel about things instead of
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That doesn't matter when it comes to stories in this comic book.
If you're going to dissect the movie to he lost because he committed murder, then you want this pacifistic hero. And who the fuck wants a pacifistic hero?
Isn't that what? Isn't that?
The last time we were on this, I used the example of Hitler, and it's like, yeah.
No. But isn't that what he is, though?
Right.
You want to change?
Joker, just like the people who thought Hitler shouldn't have killed him either. It's just.
Hold on. But you like a pacifist hero in The Dark Knight. That's exactly what he's a pacifist person.
I don't. No. We talked about this before. I thought I told you Joker's the real hero.
No, but those are movies that you can watch over and over for what? Because it's a good movie, right?
Joker teaches Batman a lesson. He shows him.
Okay, so
I'm going to keep doing this.
So it's Joker's movie, right? Like I said, right?
That's what I said. Yes, I said that
okay.
Last time we talked about this. I said Joker is the real hero of the Dark Knight. He does what Batman refuses to do. He shows Batman what you can do.
The Dark Knight trilogy, you said, is great movies.
Look at what I can do with a couple of matches and whatever he says. You know what I mean? He's like, look what I can do to your city, right? He takes on the Mafia way more efficiently than Batman does. He takes on Batman. It's like the guy's unstoppable, and then he knows he can get away with it because Batman has got this cheap sense of pacifism, and it's like, sure, I win. Joker's like, now I win. The villain is going to win because your morality is flawed. Your pacifism is flawed.
And in a twisted way, that is a Mary Sue.
Not for the villain.
Let me intervene real quick.
Strong villain. It's not. No. That's not a strong villain.
The whole reason X is saying Superman takes an L because of how his character is written. Superman does not kill. Superman is seen as the Boy Scout. Sorry
Absolutely.
about the aggressive ass baby.
And I loved the turn that they took. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he's the Boy Scout, but he's also pretty damn cocky.
I'm calling CPS.
Superman. You know, Superman is cocky because he knows who he is. So, and with what you just said, Zach, with Joker teaching Batman a lesson about what needs to be done, that's basically what Zod did to Superman.
Exactly.
If you don't take me out, these people are going to die. And because the way Superman is written and he doesn't kill, in that moment, he didn't know what the fuck to do. So he's like, fuck it, he's got to go. So
and instantly did not.
No.
Hey, but that's what
this is Superman. He had a choice. So you got to think of it as a panic moment. Like X said, if he could do anything he wanted to, he would have just flew him out the fucking church.
Exactly.
Wait a minute.
Right. He could have flew him up out of there, did something else with him. But you got to look at that as a panic situation.
I'm gonna need you to keep that same energy.
Yes.
Because you said the same shit. You said the same shit before. Yeah, you said the same shit before.
Okay. And I want Zach to keep that same energy because the Joker would be a Mary Sue. Go ahead.
Hold on. I wanted to keep that same energy because you were telling us about. I can't remember when we were talking about. It's like a show or two ago, when we were talking about why is it that heroes don't take those L's. And why is it that they don't ever, like, we always get the happy-go-lucky ending at the motherfucking end of the fucking movie, but we don't ever lose the hero in the movie.
Okay.
So in Superman, he took a necessary L.
Yeah.
In fact, he won. And you say he took an L. I say he won.
It was a necessary. No. It's a catch-22 though. When we talking about this,
it's a because loss.
I'm talking about it being him being a Mary Sue in that movie. That's the reason why I said if you dissect it a little more, you can see that he took an L.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, and that was the argument. Is that I don't feel as though he took an L, he won, because if he would have let him do his thing, that's the difference between Superman and Batman too as well. He's killed some motherfuckers in his time. So Batman, on the other hand, has not. Because Joker is a perfect example of that. You're what do you say? You're not gonna kill me, and I'm not gonna kill you because it's too much fun or some shit like that.
The Superman we know doesn't kill, man. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why it's an L. I'm talking about the character alone. That's what. There's a lot of dark things. I'm gonna tell you my little thesis, but there's a lot of dark things that completely revamped the character, and I liked it. He wasn't overpowered. I don't feel like he was. Hold on. I feel like it was. I feel like it was his first day on the job.
Like, what do you mean?
I feel like it was his first day on the job, and it just so happened that it was an alien invasion. So he didn't really know what the fuck he was doing. He was just going off of instinct. Hey, real shit.
2 or 3, right? He took on 2 or 3. It was like a 2 or 3v1 with Superman. That's a Mary Sue.
Yeah, he did that.
And he won?
That's Mary Sue. And he won. It's a Mary Sue.
Nah, he kind of lost that scrap.
What even happened to the other 2 guys? I don't even remember. It's been.
I feel like he lost that scrap.
Between who? The girl and the boy?
You're wrong.
That took place in Smallville. Huh? What'd you say?
I say you're entitled to your feelings, but you're wrong. He won.
I feel like he took an L.
Yeah, you can feel however you want to feel.
So wait a minute. So because
hey, hold on, Carl. Hey, Zach, doesn't it come down to perspective?
No, it comes down to facts.
No.
Comes down to facts.
It's not perspective. Okay.
No.
How did he beat them?
He won. He saved Earth.
Are you talking about in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah. What else would you be talking about?
No, I'm talking about the scrap in Smallville. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, he won that.
The TV show, or are you talking about?
No, they had
it's
a
the
fight
same
in
thing.
Smallville.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
In the town of Smallville, they had a fight.
Okay.
Carl, you believe that he won? Even though I visually watched the fight and I seen him lose.
Overall, wait,
Hit for hit,
Smallville?
hit. Let's just get on a watching a fight. He's a fan of MMA, so maybe he can chime in. If we're watching a fight, you can clearly see who loses the fight, right or wrong.
You got it.
No, hold on.
5 minutes, but when I got on here, I said he got his ass kicked.
Okay.
Okay.
Remind me of the ending of Man of Steel. How does it end? Does he kill Zod? Does he beat everybody, all the bad guys, and they leave the planet? Does he destroy their ship? I forget the exact ending. So
that's why exactly I'm telling you that when you want to dissect things, which is what I'm doing, you will find that he doesn't win everything. That's what I'm saying. Because if that's the case,
that's not what I asked. I asked what happens at the end of the movie. Does he kill Zod? Does he hacking? Does he win the fight?
Yeah, he kills Zod.
There you go. So he wins.
He
knocked the other guy out. UFC as the comparison, he knocked the other guy out. He won the fight.
No.
He could have been losing the whole fight, but
we're
he
not
knocked
talking
the guy
about
out at
Zod.
the end.
We're not talking about Zod.
Check it out, Zach. You go to a warehouse. You have innocent bystanders in there. There's 10 people in there. You have to beat the main bad guy before any of them dies. As you fight that main bad guy, 7 of those people die. But you beat him. Is that still a win?
Yes, because you saved 3 people.
But how does that affect you as the person who had to save those people?
A loss would have been you lost to him and all those 10 people died. That's a loss, right? That's a loss. A victory is you beat the bad guy and not everybody died. I understand it's a bittersweet. I get your bittersweet. I get the bittersweet thing. I completely understand that point. Okay, so I understand it's not like right. Like you said it. You said it. Good EXO. He didn't win everything. Right. He didn't win everything. I hear you guys 100%. But he beat the villain, and the villain would have killed more people. So it's a glass half empty, glass half full argument. I'm telling you, there's water in the cup.
Hey,
the cup isn't empty, right? A cup empty is a loss in my book. So you can sit here and tell me there's no water in the cup. I'll be like, look, it's not full, but it's halfway full. He won. It wasn't Apollo didn't beat Rocky. Okay, this is Superman won. Superman won the fight. So now,
great movie.
I want to go back to, speaking of great movies, I want to go back to movies that you would recommend that most people never heard of, right? We were talking about something we should do, like what you said, Memento and stuff. I got a couple I could throw at you, but do you guys have any movies that you think are just underappreciated and really, really unique? The writing's creative, things like that. Shoot them out. I got a couple I could throw out there too.
Go ahead, throw your couple. My phone about to die, so hopefully I can get up to the room
Usual
before
Suspects earlier. Usual Suspects is a great one. But Suicide Kings. Have you guys ever seen Suicide Kings?
Yes.
I thought that one was great. There needs to be more movies like that. That one was really, really good. Deep Cover. Have you guys ever seen Deep Cover?
I remember
yes.
Deep Cover.
Deep Cover, I thought was amazing. Revolver. Have you guys ever seen Revolver?
Yes.
I don't know.
That's with Jason Statham. Yeah.
Yeah. That one's real trippy, but really unique. Talk about unique and creative. I thought they did something very, very unique. I would have edited some of it out, but it was still interesting. But those are some movies I would throw out there. It's like, yeah, those are totally, no one talks about them, and those are really some creative stories. Great stories. You guys have any movies like that where you're like, yeah, this is just does not get enough attention? Great writing, really creative.
I actually can't really think of any off the top of my head.
It's just something we could also revisit,
Yeah, because I would definitely have to dive into it.
For sure, for sure.
But even as far as, well, it's not a movie; it's a series, though. Damn.
No, go for it. Go for it. If it's like a TV series, you know.
Because even with it being new, I really love The Witcher because they really stick to the books with that. I think The Witcher's pretty dope and unique.
Yeah, yeah. I love The Witcher. I really like The Witcher myself. Oh, looks like Exo's. He said his phone was dying. Yeah,
Yeah,
The Witcher was really awesome.
yeah.
You
It
know,
actually makes me want to read the books. There's actually a lot of books for that.
yeah, yeah. And then like with anime and manga and stuff like that, I love Vinland Saga, and Vinland Saga is another. It's sort of a strange take on the Lion King thing. It starts off very Lion King ish,
Mhm.
but it completely changes at the end. But there's a really neat, valuable lesson, and it blindsides you. Talk about a twist. It really does something very different and beautiful. And to me, it's like they don't even need to make any more. They could end it at season one. It's a masterpiece. Everyone should go watch season one of Vinland Saga. Another one on the anime strata would be there's a show called Made in Abyss, and it's a really really weird one because the artwork is super like child and chibi like. And so
Mhm.
you'd look it up, you could Google it, and you'd be like, why the hell are you recommending this? Looks like it's for my kids, you know? But that art style almost adds to how dark the story gets.
I could see that. I think there's some other stuff I watch like that.
It's just as dark as Full Metal Alchemist. It's on that level of writing, in my opinion. Um, it is, and the soundtrack. Don't get me started on the soundtrack. The soundtrack is par to none, probably the best anime soundtrack I've ever heard in my life. And I'm comparing it to things like Tokyo Ghoul, Attack on Titan, it's like some of these, the big names. It did win a ton of awards too for its soundtrack.
Oh, nice.
Overall, as a production, it's amazing. And then I did see there's a movie that came out for it, and there's a season 2 for it coming up. This upcoming year, I believe. So it's that one's a master. That one's a definitely up there with Full Metal Alchemist, which I consider probably the greatest anime of all time. So yeah, no, as far as shows and stuff, I haven't really watched a whole lot of TV lately. Mostly what I watch is like stuff I can watch with the kids, as a family, with the girlfriend, everything as a family, like the Mandalorian and things like that. And we were watching The Witcher, when the kids went to sleep and stuff like that when that first came out. But I haven't been up to date on too many TV shows. I started to watch Invincible. I think somebody had mentioned that earlier.
Oh yeah, and yeah, that was me. Talking about how Image is killing it with their stories that they're either making live action or animated. So yeah, and Invincible is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's another Superman type character. They've done it plenty of times. Omni Man, or you go to The Boys and you got Homelander. Like Superman characters are all over the place, but they still make it dope in their own way with Invincible.
Yeah. No, I think I'm like at least 5 episodes in. I think on that. I was watching it on vacation in Florida around July 4th, and so I haven't picked it up since. I need to, but I will probably. What's the movie you recommended? The Primal.
Primal Fear.
Primal Fear. I'll probably watch that one tonight before bed here. So
yeah, most likely you'll find that one on Amazon.
Okay. Awesome.
Whew, but yeah, 2 hours and 13 minutes. I didn't expect this.
Yeah, me neither, dude. Me either. I thought we were kind of wrapping things up, and then Hexo got in here.
Yeah. Shit got crazy.
Which is good. Look. I mean, like Man of Steel. I just didn't like that he said regurgitated this and that with Shang Chi, which I agree with him. But then to uphold something like Man of Steel, I'm like, this is also copy and pasted from so many storylines. Mind you, it's an archetypal story I like, but And I'm not saying that Man of Steel was a bad movie. I just don't think it was a great movie. Same thing with Shang-Chi. It's like I didn't think you guys are really dragging it, and I'm like, I think maybe where some of you guys are coming from is because it's like the fourth or fifth or seventh movie in a row that's been a disappointment. And so that like exacerbates how worse the movies get, and yeah,
they have been on quite the streak.
well, right, and so it's like I'm sitting here like comparing it to some of these other things like Loki and Wanda Vision. I'm like, it's better than those. So but I don't know. Maybe you guys dragged those too, and so whatever. But
Well, yeah, because you weren't here at that time.
Yeah.
During WandaVision, we were on board because of stories surrounding the Scarlet Witch, like Decimation and House of M. Like all the fan theories we were throwing at it, it was insane. And then when WandaVision ended, we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? We got her suit and her name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. It's like there's a lot of. It's like wrap it up, Disney.
Yeah.
If this is all you're gonna give me, I'm looking at how long was that thing? Like, was it 12 episodes? Each one's like an hour long. It's like I'm looking at 12 hours of my life. Like, wrap it the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, you could have done this in a 2-hour movie. Like, what are you doing?
And it was more so the things they did, like, bringing Quicksilver in, like they were going to do some multiverse type stuff, or actually lead into House of M somehow. It was little things like that, little Easter eggs that basically led to nothing at all.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. As far as Shang-Chi, I'm disappointed that they had sort of set up a cooler ending. I feel the same way about the Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. And I get where I know you guys are coming from more of a stick to the comics kind of thing. And I'm sure at least half the time I would agree with you guys, because these stories just come out so crappy. It's just like, yeah, why didn't you stick to the story, the source material? But yeah. All right. Well, yeah, we can wrap it up. Dude, it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Until next time,
man.
Get this hyperactive baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, try to get her little butt down for the night.
All right, man.
All right, catch you later, man.
Later.